Something that these past few days, maybe even week or so, have proven is that the world is just entrenched in fear. It's overwhelmed by it. It is immersed in it. And it's something that we've known for a long time, especially it's been kind of brought up more since we're in an election year. And so you have the people that are like, well, the fear-mongering media on fill-in-the-blank network. But our network of fill-in-the-blank network is the one that's giving you the real facts, fair and balanced or whatever. Like, it's always over something. Fear over the financial state of the government, fear over the election cycle, over the primary, over bills that are in Congress, or the judiciary, or just everything. And then you have virus outbreak, fear over catching the virus, communicating the virus to someone else that you care about, getting it from someone that you care about, and then the financial implications of the shutdowns and the money that's being lost. And what about the scholarship of these kids that might not be able to get into the NBA because March Madness is canceled? And just everyone is just wringing their hands, canceling church services. It shows just how much that people are, they don't, I mean, first off, I mean, we know, and they don't read their Bibles, they don't pray on a regular basis, they don't spend their time intermingling with other Christians that build them up and strengthen them, encourage them. We know that because that's what all of the statistics bear out. But in moments like this, we see the reason why that those things are so important, why the gospel writers are constant in affirming, hey, you need to be in community, do not forsake the gathering together. That in Acts, they would meet together, they would break bread, like just over and over and over again. It affirms how important it is to be together, to study together, be in small groups, have accountability, studying the Word, immersed in the truth, because if you aren't, you're already immersed in the kind of the community that you're surrounded in. You're already, I mean, your kids are going to school and you're out there getting coffee and you're in your workplaces and everything, and those places have a culture to them. And it always hangs on the edge of a knife as far as there's just another thing that they're afraid of. What happens if the economy turns down and you get laid off? Like, there's always those fears of, if my productivity is not up where it needs to be, I could get fired or whatever. Well, in Matthew chapter 6, Jesus actually addressed this, believe it or not, as if he knew that these things are a part of our daily existence. He wanted us to feel peace. Because, listen, in Matthew chapter 6, right in the middle of the Sermon on the Mount, he addresses prayer, fasting, and then giving. And listen, you people are worried about many things, what you will wear and what you will eat, especially with the stores being empty right now. And if I can contextualize fully what you're going to wipe with, they're worried about many things. But do you not know? I mean, just that. I mean, the price of a sparrow is like a penny, right? And yet, one does not fall from the sky unless the Lord knows about it. If he cares about such small things, don't you think he's going to care about you? Don't you think that he's got this under control? Don't you think that maybe the omniscient, sovereign ruler of the world has a little bit of a handle on the steering wheel? What are you concerned about? Because what it exposes in this, all these things that are going on, what it exposes more than anything else is just how little trust you have in God and how much overwhelming trust you've been putting in all these other things. Now, it's not bad to have a savings account. It's not bad to have an investment account. It's not bad to to make changes necessarily. Like, for instance, I volunteer with a crisis pregnancy center that also does testing of various different kinds of health testing and screenings and stuff. And so they've closed down simply because the people that come to them tend to be very immunocompromised. And being in that state, it's not good for those people to necessarily be around each other if there could be some possibility of communication of the virus that's going around. It's for their safety. But quite honestly, I mean, like, atheists have gotten a lot of laughs in of the large churches that are draining their holy water pools and things, that shutting down the various holy sites throughout the world and the cathedrals and just whatever, because they don't really trust God to protect them from the virus and things. But I mean, simply, do you trust God? Do you trust God to get you through this? Because if you do, your approach to all of this madness out here is going to be very different. That's all I'm saying. It wouldn't be fighting someone over toilet paper at Walmart. Just if we can just use this as a case study, I guess. People who trust God don't do that. Low bar, but they don't do that.